And this is a banger. Maybe not to Riley, but we're gonna find that out. So we got to talk about this. The Spider-Man Hot Toys, Spider-Man 3 Black Suit Peter Parker. This is one that comes in two different versions. You have a deluxe version and a standard version. And there's also like the exclusive version with that special sort of Venom head or whatever. This is a figure that most people sort of theorize as soon as Hot Toys put out that video saying, hey, y'all, we got Spider-Man 3. And I think you're going to like what we got for you. Because Hot Toys knows that Spider-Man 3, or Spider-Man in general, is a hot ticket. People want it. People want to watch it. People want to talk about Spider-Man. Spider-Man's hot, and he always has been and probably always will be. He's one of the most popular superheroes. I would argue maybe top 3 if you walked up to someone on the street and said, name me 3 superheroes. They'd probably say Spider-Man, Superman, and Batman. Those are probably the 3 of the most iconic, popular, most well-known superheroes you could think of. And Kiko, I got to ask you the question, bro. This Spider-Man, is this everything you expected it to be, or is it a disappointment? What's your overall thoughts?
For those saying this is a disappointment, I am so sorry of the delusion that you live in. So, Riley and Nick, I was chatting with Nick yesterday, and I'm talking with him in the chat right now. I was talking with him. He was super hyped about it. He's like, shit, man, we're gonna get the pizza scooter. I was like, I guarantee you, man, we're gonna get Bully Maguire. I guarantee you, they're gonna use that head sculpt. And what do you know? The next day, here this is. And look, guys, you guys just heard me gush over the Wanda stuff. This is your Wanda. I get that. All right. This is your Wanda. It means that much to you. And you know every intricacy about it in detail. You know the eyes, the fabric paint and way things lift up here and there. But at what point are you sitting there with like a checklist and a little calculator and just going through all your notes saying, fuck this, fuck that, fuck this, fuck? Like
that's
Riley and Nick, bro.
No, like I know. And I was like, come on, man. Like, look how good this looks. And I even asked Nick, I was like, man, you don't tell me you're actually going to not display that head sculpt. And he's like, no, I'm going to put it on another body. I'm going to put it on another body. You know, that way I can have, you know, the dancing Bully Maguire, emo Spidey, emo Peter. I'm like, okay, well, good luck trying to get the neck fabric off to put it on your John Wick costume or whatever, because that's something you have to deal with too. Now, going back to the things that aren't good, people are freaking out like, why is Tom Hardy's head on there? The Tom Hardy Venom.
Tom Hardy's head.
I'll give you that. That is a very odd choice because that is not the Raimi-verse. I'll give you that. That's fair.
Yeah.
But if you are nitpicking the eye lenses and things like that, Nick and Riley specifically, I'm going to cede the floor to you so that you can tell me a little bit more. And then I saw people saying, can't believe it. The tendrils are out. There was no tendrils like this, you know, things like that. The tendrils aren't right. Riley, I'm going to cede the floor to you, but I think this is an absolute win. You get purged. You get an incredible head sculpt. You get a black suit Spidey. You get something from Spider-Man 3, which is awesome. And I don't know if we're going to get another opportunity to talk more about the strategy behind this. Will, is that another topic? Because since all the topics changed.
Yeah, we are. We're going to talk about it. Yeah, but Spider-Man 3 is not even a good movie, and like, and people are. I will see the floor.
Nick, Riley, please.
I love the Kiko disagree.
Go ahead,
Riley, bro. You're Spider-Man expert. Go ahead, Riley.
Bro, I'm putting my dukes up. I'm not putting myself down. Nick said I'm going to go soft.
Nick said you were going to be too soft. No. I don't think that's going to be the case, though.
So, I don't know, man. Like I said, you know this. I posted my teaser video and I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, there's no way they're going back to Spider-Man 3. I would have never thought this is like a dream come true. Cannot wait to see this. This is crazy. I'm going to get my definitive Tobey, but I'm sorry, man. I just can't. I can't do it. I love that. I can't do it. Kiko, there's some certain.
If that's the case, then don't buy it. I do not want to see this on pre-order. Then, if you have that much issues, don't you dare pre-order this.
Yeah, Riley, don't pull that shit.
All right. So Nick even wrote me a list. He wanted to make sure. So shout out to Nick. He wanted to make sure he wasn't on the stream, but he said, Riley, you got to make sure to talk your shit about the Spider-Man. So firstly, I want to say yes, the sculpt. I'm going to talk about the good. The sculpt is amazing. Like they really nailed it. It's actually wasn't by Hot Toys. It's made by Yixi, the other guy who makes third party stuff, I think, or he's a custom sculptor. So that's interesting. Sculpt is amazing. It's like a 9.5. They killed it. So that was really nice. I also like that little extra special edition Venom. Not this one. We talked about this. I'm sorry, guys. I know people are like, oh my God, this is so cool, but like it's the Tom Hardy one. They didn't change it. It's the same. It's the same one as It literally doesn't make any sense. Hot Toys, we talk about it. We pay $300 or $400 almost for some figures, and we want the most accurate screen representation figures. And to me, that just doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know what that was about. The other special edition that was cool, like where it has that little goo on the side with his face. That one's cool. But like I said, there's a bunch of things that are wrong with this. And like I said, because I have this figure, like I basically have it. That's the issue I had. I was so hyped because I was like, I don't know if you guys have seen my videos where I have the original Tobey black suit, and it's on a Fison body. It's on a custom body because it needs to be a little bit buffer because I don't like the way the original one looks. It looks really bad. But a lot of the suit is the same from that made of like 10 years ago. That's why I was so excited to see a new one, because I was like, there's gonna be so many changes. I cannot wait. Hopefully,
it's the No Way Home suit in black. Don't you want them to match on the shelf?
But the No Way Home one is inaccurate. It's not the same suit from Spider-Man 3.
It's a No Way Home suit. I understand that. It's 15 years later. So yes, I understand they're going to reuse, but come on now.
That's what I'm saying. That's another thing. They just reused the No Way Home mask, which is, again, it's just not accurate to the Spider-Man 3 version. I know maybe I'm just too much of a Raimi lover, too much of a Tobey fan, but the mask is just too off for me. It threw me off.
The mask is too. What is off? Because the lenses.
The eyes.
What is off?
You need to look up a photo of Spider-Man 3.
I saw you
do it right now.
No, I saw you post it. You're like, look at these thin lenses or something like that. And you're like, and then someone said that's the difference in a prop suit and a hero suit. Is that what someone said?
Yeah, something like that. I saw that, but regardless, where's Daniel when I need him? Daniel knows his stuff. He's the one all about the accurate. Yeah, he's gone. Where's he at?
Is there anybody that is going to walk in to your room and be like, who the fuck is that? What is that black blob? That's not Spider-Man.
Okay, I get it. Okay, so there's certain this is a good like controversial topic, because I know this was something with the Gandalf that people talk about, because the pant print, how it's annoying, how it's
which I also think is silly too.
Okay, to me, I agree with that. I think stuff like that, like pant prints, or like something that you literally can't see, or like a script of a book inside a letter of a book, I don't care about that stuff. But I just think when you're seeing the mask for it, I think they gotta nail it more. And to me, I don't think they did it. And we talk about this. Hot Toys are all known about accuracy and screen representation, and it just isn't accurate. It's the No Way Home mask. They just repainted it, and it's just, to me, when we pay $300 for these things, it might be a controversial take. Look at that. Does it really look that close to the one we just have? That you can even tell the eyes. There's supposed to be gunmetal silver around the eyes. They didn't include that. I just think the eyes are really, really different to the Tobey we see here. But maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm too much of a Raimi fan, but I just think it looks off. It's not exactly the same. But that said, if you don't have a black suit like I already have a black suit. This is going to be your best bet. There's nothing else you're going to get. This is what they did. It is what it is. It sucks.
So you're not going to get this, right?
I'm probably not going to get it, because I already have that one.
Okay, good. I don't want to see it on your shelf.
I mean, unless I did sell this old one.
Stick to your word.
Maybe I will, because I'm just really disappointed. What else? Because he gave me notes. It's not buff enough in the film. That's what Nick said. He said they're missing muscle shading from the suit to add depth. That's what he told me. And it has the Tom Hardy Venom sculpt. I don't know. I'm just saying it's controversial. I know. Maybe I'm just too much of a fan. I get it. But for other people, I know people were so hyped about this. And I was too. But I was just maybe
what's wrong, Riley? Gonna cry?
Kiko's gonna put some dirt in your eye, Riley, at this point. But
no,
so
I
Riley,
get it.
You make valid points, because when you look at this picture and then you look at the suit, yes, the eye lenses are certainly different. No doubt about it. They're a little more in line with the typical Spider-Man suit. Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I know this is still a really cool figure. Like I already said, like I still think it's dope. It's an amazing figure, but I'm a little disappointed because it's not accurate to Spider-Man 3, the actual film. And I think when Hot Toys does stuff like this, like another thing, I can bring this up right here. This also annoys me, because I just love Spider-Man so much. The eyes on this Andrew Garfield are wrong. It's gray when it's supposed to be white in the movie. So, and that just annoys me, because like that's such a easy thing for them to fix. And they had another shot to do it in their second version of Andrew, which was a year ago, and they announced it, and they just kept it the same. For me, that stuff like that just kind of like.
Well, I'm wondering if that was a licensing thing, right? They had to keep the figure pretty much exactly the same.
No, I know. Well, yeah, maybe. But I'm saying in the movie of the original movie, he had those white eyes.
Because we know that they were aware of it, because it's white on the promo box. So
exactly,
maybe it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Thing,
so
I think so. Like it's
that
like they had to release the exact same figure, and they could not change a single detail almost, or something. Like I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know,
because they couldn't even put the same accessories in, because they gave Lizard the little thing.
Right, Lizard got his own.
They couldn't even give you
figure.
the accessories.
Right.
Piece.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think the theory lines up. I mean, I think it seems to make sense. And Riley, you make valid points, bro. But you know, when looking at this from a casual Spider-Man 3 fan or whatever, like I'm looking at this, I'm like, this looks really fucking good. But I mean, if you're that attentive to the small little details, of course there could be things here or there. Like, you know, and I've said this about Gandalf, right? Like with like I love collecting Weekly Zach and his passion for Gandalf. Like the prints on the pan don't mean shit to me. Like that's it's a very minor detail, and I get you're paying a lot for the figure, but you're never gonna see it ever. Like it's, you know, like John was even saying on the live stream, he was saying that like in the film, they couldn't even really find references for that. Like it's like barely even evident in the film, or if at all. So with this is a little bit different. I get that eye lens is very visible, but
it's just a little weird because I don't know. Like the figure, like I said, it looks amazing, but like I just don't see like why that even happens. Is it just that they're flat out just lazy and they're just like, let's just repaint the No Way Home one, or did they just not watch the source material? Maybe they rushed it out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just have questions. Like, I don't really get why. Because Hot Toys are all about just like I said, like what we see on the screen. And to me, this one just isn't accurate to what we saw on the screen. It's a fact. It's not.
So but Riley, but when I'm looking the Venom head, Riley, like, so I get what you're saying, the Tom Hardy thing. But if I'm looking at the Spider-Man 3 Venom, it's not that different. It looks almost exactly the same to me. Like that's.
I mean, a symbiote can take whatever shape it wants to.
The symbiote looks. Like if we look at that photo on the far right, and then we look at this, I mean, that's like. I mean, that's pretty fucking close. That's fair. I mean, that's fair. Like even if it's Tom Hardy, that's like that's a super small discrepancy there. I mean, that's And to me, that it's Venom. Like that's, you know, that's just to me, like without the rest of Venom's body, you wouldn't even really know it's Tom Hardy's version because they pretty much have the same eye system. To me, it looks like it's similar. Like
it's
it looks
the eyes that are a little off, but I'm just too much of a probably super fan to catch these things because like I said, for casual people, they probably just don't care at all. And they're like, Riley, why are you crying about this? Like I get it. But me and Nick, we just love the Spider-Man 3 movie. So when I saw this 10 years after,
I mean, how much do you love it? Obviously, because you're requesting pizza scooters, so obviously you do.
Nick does. Well, Riley, I'd be willing to bet because look, Riley, this is still better than the alternative. No, of not having one. So I mean, I'd be willing to bet that you and Nick will still end up buying this. Unfortunately,
that's what I was gonna say. Maybe I'll just sell.
Yeah, I think you probably will because I think this is probably a lot better than the older one. So even though it's not perfect, it's still better. So
proportions and the joints, they're gonna be 50 times better for sure. 100%. Right. I'm just talking about screen accuracies and stuff like that. Just kind of bugs me a bit. And like I said, the Andrew, that's another thing. I got the new Andrew, and I'm just like, why aren't the eyes white, man? That's just bummed me out a little. But you know what? I might just be too much of a fan. But I get it. This is still exciting, though. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I'm still
dude, I get it. And you want to hold Hot Toys and all these companies to high standards. I get it.
And never apologize for being too much of a fan. Don't ever apologize.
Nah, dude.
So I appreciate
you want perfection. Sure. You know, you're as close to it as possible.
No, I love Kiko finding me over. It's hilarious.
But Nick saying that you're paying $400 plus for a mediocre product, I think that's a little.
I think that's a little exaggeration. Yeah, exaggerated. Because mediocre in the sense
semi-accurate product, guess you got to do what you got to do.
Mediocre in the sense that it has some inaccuracies, but if you look at the quality of the figure, it's not mediocre. Like if you look at the presence of the figure.
I don't know, but I just feel like for Hot Toys, you're supposed to get the most screen accurate. This just isn't it, and you're paying premium for that. So
that's fair. Maybe it's the head sculpt that's winning people over. Then
it would be an interesting combo because like how far are we willing to push like accuracies and certain intricacies because it's a controversial topic for sure.
Right. Yeah, it is. And for me, you know, like I'm a very casual Raimi fan or at all. I mean, like I haven't watched the films in years. I don't have a super attachment to them or anything. But yeah, I mean, I to me this figure looks great, but I get the inaccuracies you're pointing out, Riley, sort of with the mask and the eyes and the Venom head and stuff like that. But and I see some of the chat saying the eyes are way off. Like I get to me, it's the same picture. Like it's like that Office meme, bro. That's to me what I see. Like I see very similar.
You to find the difference in these two pictures,
right? Exactly. Like you guys are gonna have to explain to me. Like the eyes look very similar, maybe slightly different.
That's what I'm saying. It's for the diehards. They can see it, like I said. But like for the casual people, they don't really notice that things. But hopefully I did well, Nick. I know you're out there watching, so hopefully I talked bad enough about this figure because he's in shambles, man.
Yeah, I know. I get it. And look, I get it.
Nick's had a rough week because he's gotten this. He got the Doc Ock, which is less than thrilling. The Goblin release, which wasn't that great as far as the Defoe face. So
yeah.
I did get the Andrew and Lizard though. I got the Andrew and Lizard and it's fire. The new one. It is a dope figure. It has the accurate eyes, like I said, but it's still fire. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. Well, and like right now, I mean, look, it's Hot Toys. I ran a poll, 94 votes, 81% said this figure is good. So
there you go. So
I think unless you're a super diehard, most people are going to be like, yeah, this looks great. But I get the attention to detail you guys have because you love Spider-Man. I could be like that with Loki and Kylo. I'm sure I get that. I was never a huge deal, but like with Kylo, with the Hot Toys, they never painted his helmet with chrome. That was a mistake in my eyes.
Right.
That's what it is, right? So it's chrome and it's supposed to be a little shiny like that. And Hot Toys just chose to paint it with sort of this flat sort of silver, and it just never looked as good as I thought it could. Like considering they painted Mando with chrome and Phasma and other stuff like that. So yeah,
right.
And I still bought the figure. I still love it. So I think, look, I appreciate you, Riley. Hold them to a high standard, all of them, but I bet you'll still buy it. I bet you'll still.
I might still buy it.